2, and 3.
Soccer is finally coming to Philly by way of Major League Soccer's newest team, the Philadelphia Union. Will a multi-million-dollar stadium, the league's #1 draft pick, and a group of chanting soccer-crazed supporters be enough to make it a success in the toughest sports town in America? It's your call right now. There's a new team in town. The Philadelphia Union is Major League Soccer's newest addition, and the team is gearing up to kick off its inaugural season. The first time soccer will be played outdoors in Philly since the 70s. Hello, everyone. It's good to have you with us. I'm Lynn Doyle. Hey, for all you sports fans, here's a bit of trivia for you. Did you know that soccer is the most popular sport in the world and that it's commonly referred to as the beautiful game? Well, the so-called beautiful game is headed to Philadelphia, which was awarded a franchise back in 2008. Now, it's taken a couple of years, but right now, here's what's going on. There's a $500 million waterfront revitalization project in Chester County going on. We have a #1 overall draft pick, and about 10,000 season tickets have been sold at a state-of-the-art soccer-specific stadium. Sounds like sure success, right? Not so fast. Here's the question for you. Can soccer, immensely popular elsewhere in the world, make it in a critical sports town like Philadelphia? And how will the Union compete with the 4 major sports teams that are already here? Well, our guest says the Union won't need to compete with those other teams and that Philadelphia already has a large enough soccer fan base that's been hungry for an MLS soccer team for over a decade. He says success is already here. Nick Sakiewicz is the Chief Operating Officer and operating partner of this new team, the Philadelphia Union. He's a former player himself and an all-around soccer fan. Great to have you here.
Great to be here, Lynn. Thanks for inviting me.
You kind of chuckled when I said that Philadelphia was the toughest sports town in America. Do you think it's ready to embrace soccer?
There's no question. We've been wanting to bring a team here for 15 seasons of MLS, and we finally arrived here. We always knew Philly was going to be a great town. What's awesome about this town is whether you're good or bad, Philly fans let you know it. And in our business, there's a common saying, love me, hate me, but don't ignore me. And the fans here don't ignore their teams.
No, they don't ignore their teams, but it's important for you to have seats in the seat, so to speak. Do you think that in this inaugural season you're going to be able to do that?
Well, we're a stone's throw away from being sold out for every game. We have over 10,000 season tickets. We're building an 18,000 seat stadium. So I believe in a couple of months we're going to shut down season ticket sales. So it's all boding very, very well. There are a lot of soccer fans in this market.
Why is that? Why do you think at this particular time that people are so interested in the sport of soccer?
Well, I think it's timing. And over the last 25 years, a whole generation of Americans have grown up with the sport, starting out playing on the fields in the 70s and 80s, and now they're in their 30s and 40s, and they're enjoying the sport and consuming it, buying tickets, watching World Cup games, watching Champions League games, and they're Americans. So there's a real market that has grown and continues to grow.
Well, that poses the question, why did it take 15 or 16 seasons for Philly to finally get a team? Because the MLS has been around for a while.
Yeah, well, Philly was, there's 5 cities you need to be in when you start a professional league: LA, New York, Chicago, Boston, and Philly. And we were able to get into all of those cities. But at the time, the old vet was kind of headed towards the wrecking ball, and we really didn't have an ownership group here. And Philly kind of sat on the sidelines and didn't get in as an inaugural city. And then over the years, MLS grew, developed, attendance grew, those kids were growing up, and the kids in this area were growing up going to New York for New York games or DC for DC games. And so from a timing standpoint, they were starting to get hungry and antsy for a team of their own. And about 4 years ago, we started really looking at Philadelphia seriously. I put together an ownership group, which is just a fantastic group of guys who are committed to the city and committed to the area. And we launched the team, and it's just been really a love affair ever since.
Now, we call it the Philadelphia Union, and we're going to talk about how the name originated in just a minute, but it's not actually in the city of Philadelphia, and that into itself is somewhat interesting in that it's in a suburban area that needed some revitalization.
Yeah, well, it's in the city of Chester, which is only about 13 miles from city center. and it's right along the river next to the Commodore Barry Bridge, and it's a different thing than Broad and Pattison, where all the stadiums are, and traditionally Philadelphians have been used to going down there. This
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. It's different. It's not the same old that you get with baseball or football or hockey or basketball. It's soccer. It's new. Gorgeous vistas from the stadium and right up against the bridge, and it's going to be a stadium built for just the sport and its fans.
Let's talk about Chester and the role that the Philadelphia Union will be playing in its revitalization, because traditionally it's not a place where you would think of going to either for a sporting event or quite frankly, any other entertainment venue.
Mm-hmm. Well, we own about 100 acres of beautiful waterfront property. There's 2 large off-ramps being built off the Commodore Barry, which will connect I-95, Route 291, and 322, and those off-ramps will access the stadium and the waterfront. And then over the next few years, the stadium, a hotel, some mixed-use residential and office will be built next to a beautiful office building that's there currently. So it's in the right location. It's at the nexus of 95 and Commodore Barry. Very easy to get to, very accessible, and from a real estate perspective, it's an ideal place to build a stadium.
Okay, so you get me there. I'm in this soccer-specific stadium in a newly developed area. All I really care about is the Philadelphia Union going to win. It doesn't have a team that's going to sustain my interest.
Well, from the very start, we wanted to build this team in an authentic football way. And so we went out and we hired Peter Novak, who was the Olympic team coach and a player who played in the league, had a storied career, captain of the Polish national team, a bit of an old school guy. And but he is very committed to winning, and we are, as an ownership group, very committed to putting on a fun, exciting, go forward, pedal to the metal for 90 minutes mentality. And I think that's going to appeal to the fans in this marketplace. And,
I was going to say, now that sounds like Philly.
And Philly fans deserve a team who's going to play through 90 minutes every game, and this is going to be exciting because that's the way we're building this team.
Okay, I can see where people could get excited about it, but you know, when it comes to Philadelphia, surrounding area, I don't care whether you're in Chester or where you are, they want to win. They want winners, and they'll let you know if you're not providing that.
Absolutely.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, we are. You know, I've been in this business for 20 years, and you know, you have years where you have ups and downs, but all in all, Peter and I have been pretty successful with the product that we've been able to put on the field. So we're expecting big things. You know, it takes time to build. You know, I'm not saying we can win a championship in the first year. It's expectations and manage them. But one thing for sure, teams will hate coming to Philadelphia to play. I can assure you that. And our fans will walk away from the stadium, win, lose, or draw, being proud of the effort that the players put in.
All right, sounds like a deal. Okay, we want to know what you think, so we're going to give you a couple of questions to ponder and then tell you how you can respond. First, I want to know if you're a soccer fan and if you're excited about the upcoming debut of the Philadelphia Union. Or I'd like to know if you're one of those people who's a critic of the so-called beautiful game. Finally, do you think a Major League Soccer team will be able to make it in Philadelphia? If you want to tell us what you think, a couple of different ways that you can do it. You can email your thoughts and opinions to me, or any questions that you might have for Nick or the Philadelphia Union. Log on to csnphilly.com and then put in It's Your Call or IYC under the search title. That'll take you to my webpage where you can leave me a comment. Or you could email me directly here at the show. That's TCN_IYC@ComcastNetwork.com. Of course, like everyone else in the world, you can find us on Facebook, MySpace, or YouTube. Are you using the social media to get the word out about the new team and the new league?
Lynn, it's off the charts. We have 20,000 Facebook members on our website. Twitter, you can Twitter our president, he and his travels and everywhere he goes. And our fans are very technologically savvy, and they get their news and information off the internet, off their PDAs, and it's been an incredible source of information for our fans.
Boy, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, when you started in this game, you're probably lucky if you could find a phone booth to call home and tell people how the game went, right? And now, literally, as you're sitting in the stands, you can kind of be twittering about it and telling people exactly what's going on.
Yeah, our fans are really Gen X's, Gen Y's, and even the new millenniums coming up through, and they're very tech savvy. They all have PDAs or smartphones, and they get their information through the system.
All right, we're going to see whether or not this is one of those teams that is embraced by folks in and around the Philadelphia region. I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell us what you think as well. I know that you, like me,